Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. And today we're talking the Na 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 remix explicit version that was apparently going to come out and then did not come out. So you can see here that SusDog, Sus, commented on one of the YouTube videos saying, Chris, the Na 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 remix was sent to DJs and it's supposed to come out tonight, and it's the explicit version with the edit it leaked. And down here we have Levi with the photo of this, which I guess this is kind of official. New music from Def Jam Recordings, and it's that emblem, and Kanye West featuring DaBaby and 2 Chainz, Na 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 remix. And a little down further, it says click to download. So this looks to be kind of like the media they were attaching to the song release. And some people were already listening to it, which, was bound to happen. And there's another picture of the photo, right? New music from Def Jam, click to download. But even though it was sent to DJs and was supposed to come out, it ended up not coming out, which kind of goes along with Kanye also canceling the Jimmy Kimmel interview, which I don't know if the two things are related, if it's just correlation without causation, but it seems like Kanye had like some plans for early in the week, right? Na 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 was initially tied to the fact that Kanye saw that he was up in those polls, right? He thought he was getting 40% of the vote in Kentucky and was so inspired. He then dropped Na 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 like a couple hours later, which maybe he had already been working on it. Maybe he just wrote it off the dome right then and there. But it seemed like something that was tied to him being inspired about the election process. And then I don't know if he was kind of reading the tea leaves and was just like, you know what, never mind. I'm going to back off Kimmel. I'm going to back off releasing Na Na Na. Or else he's just kind of saving it to Thursday. New music doesn't typically drop on a Monday night, right? But it is Kanye, and he is atypical with those kinds of things. But the Genius lyrics have been updated. If you don't want to track down the song, you would be able to track down the song as I get washed out on YouTube. Like, I listened to a version of it that was still available on YouTube, which I can't link to, but you can find it. And you can see that there's a little bit of a different intro. They actually go like na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye, which contextualizes the actual na 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 a little bit more and puts it in context of, what is this, Queen? No, Kiss? Wait, Steam's na na na, hey hey hey, kiss him goodbye. Wow. I guess I'm getting We Are the Champions confused with like na na na, hey hey hey, goodbye. It's just like music that was attached to sports movies and like ends of like hockey playoff games, but you get the na na na, hey hey hey, goodbye, and then you go into DaBaby's verse, which is kind of funny because there's that line about being at the minute mark, and we kind of have a 30 seconds thing where like when DaBaby initially wrote this verse, this line happened at the 1 minute mark, which you're like, oh, how clever. But now because this intro has been extended a little bit, that line now comes in at like 1 minute 12 seconds or 1 minute 13 seconds, which 30 Hours has that moment where Kanye says like something, 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 like, and pauses to let the 30 Hours play. Like he's just kind of being cheeky and playing to the beat. And when he initially dropped the song, it was working, right? It was in line with what was going on. But then when he started tinkering with it, Kanye now says that part, and because it's at a different part with the beat, it's no longer lined up, you don't hear the 30 Hours. So it's kind of saying it and then moving on, and like a second later you hear 30 Hours, which you might be able to argue that it works. Like you already know that he means 30 Hours and you still come through with it. It's just a little less clean. And that's what this is. Like, it still happens in the 1 minute mark of the song, right? A minute 12 rather than right on the 1 minute mark, but it's like a little less perfect than what it was. But I think the verse is exactly the same. I don't think that there's like a big difference here. The only thing that I noticed that like jumped out to me, I didn't really appreciate this the first time, and everybody judging me, y'all not God. I think even as I was kind of like making fun about how DaBaby was making religious references only in the context of sexual references in the verse, that I kind of overlooked this right here, and this is getting like much more in line with how Kanye's been using the relationship to God and making reference to God. So I thought that was cool and kind of goes back with this, right? And everybody judging me, y'all not God. Like, you can't judge me, but also like I don't need to strike back. I let God fight my battles. So like you can't judge me, and also I don't have to fight because I got God judging you essentially and like assisting me. So and then Two Chainz's verse is like longer, right? It did end right here. And you get this, which doesn't look like much, but it adds like an extra 20-25 seconds of rapping. And Two Chainz is like so smooth through the verse. Like, I don't think he's saying anything that's all that like groundbreaking, but it's just like a good flow, some good rhymes, some good imagery to where I think overall you're just like, I enjoy this. Like, I appreciate this. And then you get back to the chorus with Kanye coming in without DaBaby's like being part of the chorus. So this is really the only thing left of the original Nah 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 that we have in the remix. And it's a little different than Facts, right? Like when we initially heard Nah Nah Nah, a lot of people, myself included, were comparing it to Facts, not just in terms of it being kind of a loose release that was kind of touting Kanye, but there was a little like similarity in some of the like attitude, maybe like aspects of the production vaguely, that just makes you think like, huh, Facts, rather than like, this sounds exactly like Facts. Not that, but it kind of went that pathway, right? Facts ended up getting the Charlie Heat remix, which didn't change much of the lyrics at all, right? But just changed up a lot of the production elements. And here, you don't have a lot of the production elements changing at all, though it's definitely mixed and mastered better than what it initially had been. I'm somebody that usually doesn't pay attention to that at all. And even I, like putting the headphones on, could hear a difference in the sound quality between this and the original one. Maybe not in like Kanye's chorus here. His vocals still sound a little off, but the song overall sounds more like a professional song than what it initially did. Maybe I'm crazy on that, but it at least sounded more like a professional song to me on that first listen. But we see Kanye's like iteration, right? The lyrical change is like shockingly different, almost to the point where like Nah 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 was just a placeholder for Kanye, and he did his thing, was excited about it, and then got DaBaby and Two Chainz to kind of take over and move past the verses that Kanye had. I still think that there's a middle ground between the two, because even though people weren't that thrilled with Kanye's verses overall, they really loved the higher ground line in the first verse, and I think people were really digging the bridge, right? With what was it? Slaves and Masters. That's really bleak. Put themselves in harm's way kind of thing. This is not helping me out. Come on. Here we go. The bridge down here. If I put myself in harm's way to get my own masters, they'll put themselves in harm's way to stay the master. They put themselves in harm's way because they ain't asking. They put themselves in harm's way. The slaves are massive. I still think you could end the song with that, right? You just tack that on right to the very end of right here, do the chorus, and have that be right at the end, and then close with that. And it's a really powerful conclusion because of just how powerful that last line is. They put themselves in harm's way. The slaves are massive. Boom. Like, what an ending. I think that really elevates this song to a place where people are like, yo, I'm a fan of Nah Nah Nah. Like, the beat sounds much better. The production elements sound much better. DaBaby and Two Chainz really elevate things from where, like, Kanye's first verses were, especially just in the sense of, like, depth to the song. Not, like, that there's a lot of depth here, but just there's more going on. The song feels more full than Kanye's, like, quicker verses that he had. Like, you now have, like, a minute and 40 seconds of DaBaby rapping, and then 35 seconds of Two Chainz, where the chorus really only comes in twice. But in the OG, you had chorus, verse, and chorus again, and the chorus made up a lot of the song. These parts were much faster, so the chorus felt a lot more dominant in the balance of things. So it is cool to see how the song feels much different when that balance gets redistributed. The same production elements, but because the lyrics feel a lot faster paced, the song itself also feels like it moves at a quicker pace rather than kind of slogging. So I think the remix really works, especially the explicit version of the remix, right? Much better than the non-explicit version, just because you can follow the flow of what's being said a little more and not get it interrupted by the constant censoring of the words. But I do think, and will continue to badger Kanye on Twitter to put the bridge at the end of the remix. And who knows, maybe Na 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 ends up making the album and there's a third version of it. But who knows if there's even an album? Who knows if there's even an album at this point? I like to think there is, but we'll see. One day, maybe. But that's it. That's all I got. And I guess we'll look forward to seeing if this drops Thursday nights. Kanye just saying, like, you know what? Screw it. Let's release this. Let people have it. Or if he's going to hold on to it a little longer and run up to the album. We'll see. The album. I keep saying that phrase as if I have faith. Well, if you're enjoying the channel and you want to support us, the easiest way is to like, subscribe, or comment, as any of those things tell YouTube this is a channel people enjoy, and they show it to more people, which is very, very helpful. And then we also have our podcast, Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West, where we go line by line, track by track, album by album through Kanye's discography. It's the most in-depth lyrical analysis of Kanye's discography that's ever happened. And we're on our second time through. So you can currently listen to our College Dropout 2.0 season on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, soon to be Tidal. And we're recording our late registration season and putting it on Patreon currently, which you can go to patreon.com/Kanye podcast to get our full archive of episodes for just $5 a month. And the support means a lot and really helps with us getting some equipment and doing some other things, getting some of the programs we need. So much appreciated there. And then you can always follow us on Twitter. But that's all I got for this. Until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.